So today's practice is really centered around building fire, not just the heat, but that passion. That fire is one of the 5 earth elements, and it really aligns with the 3rd chakra. So we're working on transformation, power, confidence. These are things that I think are especially important now with everything going on in the world, and with the change of season. So just being able to tap into that and just build that strength and the confidence. We'll be starting out today in a seated pose. So just finding any comfortable seat, maybe rocking a little bit side to side. Letting the hands rest on your knees, either palm down or face up. Palm down is more grounding, and face up is more energizing. Just letting the eyes gently close. And starting to feel the body, taking that tour, that inventory, noticing how you feel today. Noticing any joints, any muscles that might need a little bit of extra attention. And starting to bring awareness to the breath, noticing that sensation as it enters in through the nostrils and travels down through the back of the throat, feeling it through the chest and through the belly, settling into the hip bones and drawing it back up and out. Knowing that the breath is one of the biggest tools we have to really control our emotions, to calm our emotions. So as we move through practice, knowing that this is your tool, and also bringing awareness to how you're feeling. Letting the eyes open, bringing the arms out to the side. Inhale, arms sweep up toward the ceiling. Bringing palms together and drawing hands toward heart center. Again, we'll bring palms out, palms up. Inhaling, arms rising up. And drawing hands to heart center. One more time. Hands out to the side, palms up. Inhale, arms reaching up. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll be coming into our seated pigeon. So extending the legs out in front. We're going to start with placing that right foot on the left thigh. Using the hands behind as a little kickstand, trying to bend the left leg. And you can bring this close, you can bring this far. Just really gauging how your hips feel today. And I find it sometimes easier to curl my hands a little bit closer rather than move the foot. You can shift a little bit. That helps you to work into just a different plane in your hips. Straighten the left leg. So we come into half lower to the fish. That right foot will cross over to the left. And as you plant the right hand behind, inhaling the left arm up, and then twisting. And drawing that gaze over to the right, maybe over the shoulder. Just letting this be a more gentle twist. We're just starting out. You come back to center, uncrossing the leg. Now placing the left foot on the right thigh. With the hands behind, bending into that right knee. And maybe exploring a little bit different depth on this side, depending on how your body feels. Just knowing that we're not perfectly symmetrical. Nice. Straightening the right leg. Finding half lower to the fish with that left foot planted. Left hand behind. Inhaling the right arm. So we exhale, twisting. Noticing your spine. Is it tall? Do you feel like you're maybe gaining an inch on the inhale? And coming back through to center. Across the legs. Coming onto our knees. I'm going to walk you through Breath of Fire. This is a great way to build up heat, and it actually is, you'll notice, a pretty intense core strengthener. I like to put my hands on my thighs. As you'll notice, you search around your back. We're going to work on drawing the abdomen in and up. So you're fine, like a suction cup. The inhale will let the belly fill up. Exhale will draw that in and up. We'll breathe 10 times quickly. Inhale, let the belly expand. Exhale, bringing it in toward the spine and up toward the diaphragm. 10 times quickly, breathing. And one more time, big inhale. Exhale, drawing the belly in and up. 10 quick breaths. Nice. Placing the hands on the mat as we come to tabletop. You might have noticed that created a little bit more heat and brought a little bit more awareness to the core. We'll inhale the cow. Letting the belly drop, the head and hips rise. Exhale the cat, drawing navel up towards spine. Inhale the cow. And exhale the cat. And bringing yourself through 4 more rounds. You may want to explore movement, maybe rocking hips side to side. And searching out for those little tiny spots that might be tight or giving resistance. Give yourself permission to just access them with movement. When we do this, when we articulate the spine like this, it's a great way to distribute some of that synovial fluid that tends to get absorbed somewhat when we sleep and when we're at rest. And we'll meet back in tabletop. We're going to hover the knees about 1 inch or so. And take the right foot, kicking it under to the left, touching the toe with the left hand. And then coming back to center. We'll do this 2 more times. Kicking the right leg under, creating heat and fire. 1 more, kicking the right foot under. Coming back to center. As we switch sides, kicking left foot under, touching the toe with the right fingers. Coming back to center. Again, kicking left foot under. Coming back to center. And our last one, kicking left foot under. Coming back to center. And we'll move to our down dog. As we come to this first down dog, taking time to really adjust your stance. You want hip width feet. Nice wide fingers protecting wrists and shoulders. Letting the hips draw up and back, reaching them toward that imaginary line between the ceiling and the wall. I'm going to come into some Shakti Kicks to warm up the body and to get more of that sensation of floating or developing strength in your arms. So pushing the hands actively into the mat, bending the knees, and then kicking the seat. This is something you've probably done a lot as a child. Maybe you're finding a little bit of hang time in the air. This is a great skill for any time you're looking to jump forward or maybe working on a handstand. And it's a lot of fun. Then we'll finish doing your last kick. Coming back to down dog. Rocking forward to plank. We'll bring ourselves all the way down to the belly. Tops of the feet are on the mat. And keeping the hands under the shoulders, coming to Cobra. You want to pull up your chin, your chest, starting to warm up and strengthen the back. Lowering back down. Bringing the hands slightly wider, maybe a handprint or half a handprint on each side. As we come up to Cobra now, I'm going to draw the right shoulder in, finding a little twist in the upper back, gazing left. Inhale to center, exhale, left shoulder comes in. Inhale to center, again, right shoulder comes in. Coming through center, left shoulder comes in. I'll take this one more time. Inhale to center, exhale, right shoulder. Inhale to center, exhale, left shoulder. Coming back to center. As we tuck toes, we'll press back to down dog, coming through plank or coming through tabletop. As we gaze forward, engaging that core, maybe finding that lock in the abdomen, walking the feet to the top of the mat, coming into Ragdoll, setting the feet about hip width, maybe grasping onto elbows or clasping hands behind your back. Feeling any unwanted thoughts draining out of the head, tumbling out. As we release the hands, bringing them to the mat, letting the feet walk together, bringing big toes to touch. As you root into the feet, inhale, rising up to mountain pose. Maybe finding a little back bend. And bringing hands to heart center. Pausing here for a moment, taking the opportunity to set an intention for your practice. So inhale, releasing the hands, arms, sweeping up to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Nice straight spine, drawing that abdomen up and in. Exhale, plant hands, stepping back to high plank. The elbows reaching back. Lowering down halfway for chaturanga or all the way to the belly. Flipping to the tops of the feet. Inhale, rising to cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll move through this sun salutation A, one breath per movement. Making sure to listen to your breath and knowing you can leave out those chaturangas and up dogs. You can add in a push-up during chaturanga. Listening to your fire. Gazing forward on the inhale, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll slow this one more time. Gazing forward on the inhale. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Notice the heat you're building, noticing your breath, and always using the breath as a gauge. If it becomes too ragged, knowing you can back off. And if it feels like it's not deep enough, you can always add more. As we gaze forward on the inhale, bending the knees, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, sinking the hips down, rising to chair pose. In our chair, we can make any adjustments, maybe wider feet to protect knees and back. Maybe the arms come out like a wide V, which is my current favorite. Maybe they're up toward that spot between the ceiling and the wall. Maybe they're at the heart. Letting the hips sink back a little bit more. Make sure you can notice your toes. You're drawing that weight toward the heels. And exhale, releasing, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back, chaturanga. Lowering down, inhale, rise, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bringing the right leg behind on the inhale. Straightening the heel, really drawing the leg back. Exhale, warrior one. So foot stops between the hands. Just pivoting that back foot about between 30, 40 degrees. Making sure your knee is above your ankle. And you're squaring only the chest. You don't need to worry about the hips. Letting them naturally angle. Opening warrior two, that back foot slips to perpendicular. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper into the right knee. Reaching the right hand forward and the left hand back. Flipping the palm up. Reversing your warrior. Left hand can rest on that back leg or can tuck behind your back. Exhale, cartwheel hands. Chaturanga, option to float the leg. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, warrior one. Rising up, really shining your chest forward. Feeling that outer edge of both feet meeting the mat. Giving yourself more activation, more stability. And opening warrior two. Flipping the palm up, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking this through one breath per movement. Again, leaving out or adding in. So we gaze forward on the inhale, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. So we inhale, we'll come to chair pose, and we're only going to be here for 3 breaths. So making this your strongest chair. And folding forward on the exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg behind. Exhale, warrior one. Rising up on the inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, warrior one. Rising up on the inhale. Opening warrior two on the exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale, rising up. Opening warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more side, inhaling left leg. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Opening warrior two on the exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths of this down dog. Noticing the heat that you've built. Maybe noticing your mind is not focused on as many thoughts. When we focus on our breath, it gives us the ability to let some of that go. So gaze forward, bending the knees. Thinking of those Shakti kicks. As you step or hop forward, pressing hands into the mat. Coming to the top of the mat. And sinking into our chair pose. This time we'll bring hands to heart center. So we exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale to center, keeping the hands together, raising them up toward the sky. And drawing them back down. Exhale, twisting left. Inhale, arms rise up. Again, exhale, hands to heart center, twisting right. Inhale, coming to center, hands rising up. And bringing the hands back down, exhale, twisting left. Taking this one more time. Inhale, coming to center, hands rising up. Bringing the hands down on the exhale, twisting right. Inhale to center, hands floating up. Exhale, twisting left. Inhale, coming to center. And then taking a forward fold. Giving yourself a couple of moments, maybe toe heeling the feet a little bit wider. If you'd like, the Ragdoll. Maybe hinging at the hips. Giving the legs a little bit of a break. We'll release hands to the mat. You may want to block here. Sometimes I can bring the floor a little bit higher up, especially if you have particularly long legs or tight hamstrings. We're going to plant the right hand on the mat, and the left hand reaches up. One knee will bend. Just let that knee be whatever knee naturally bends. It really doesn't matter. I'm just looking for length. And as you press the right hand into the mat, really feeling that connection, start to lift and bend the right knee, lift the foot, stepping it back. We're coming into a low lunge twist. We'll sweep that left hand to the back of the mat, down toward the floor, to the front. And continuing the circling, adding some more ease and mobility to the shoulder joint. And keeping it toward the back, we'll rise up to our open twist. Squeezing those inner thighs together, hands reaching to the front, to the back. And spinning open to warrior two. Adjusting this warrior two. You may want to go a little bit deeper, maybe extending that width. As we exhale, finding our extended side angle. Placing left forearm on left thigh. As you notice that connection, making sure it's light. You could maybe lift the arm up. And maybe you do, maybe playing around with extending that hand out to the side, palm up. Inhale, we're reversing our warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands. Take a vinyasa, or step back to down dog. Using forward on the inhale, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now planting the left hand, we'll take that twist again in our forward fold. So the right hand reaches up. Not worrying about which knee bends. Nice way to release the hamstrings. As we press a little bit deeper into that left hand, bending the right knee, stepping the left foot back. So we're finding that low lunge twist again. And we'll take those circles, sweeping the hand to the back, down toward the earth, up. Gently sweeping the arm around in circles. One more circle. Then ending with the hand reaching toward the back of the mat. Pressing both feet into the mat to rise up to that open crescent twist. And spinning open warrior two. Setting yourself up. So we exhale, coming into extended side angle. Making sure both feet are equally activated. Sometimes we tend to put a lot of weight into one foot, and the other leg almost feels weightless. We want to feel equal support to both legs. And keeping a nice bend in the knee, reversing your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, take a vinyasa, or step back to down dog. We'll inhale the right leg behind, bending the knee, opening the hip, circling the knee, circling the ankle, circling the hip, and straightening the leg. Stepping the right foot forward. We'll come into lizard pose. So placing both hands inside of the right foot. And that left knee can meet the mat or it can stay up. Just trying to work on getting into the hips. And taking what you need here. If your knee is down and you want to work deeper into the hips, then press the outer edge of that right foot into the mat, letting the knee wing out to the side. Nice, coming back, toe healing, the foot to center. So we find a half split, walking the hands back a good foot or so. As you flex the foot, really hinging at the hips. You want to feel all the sensation in the back of the right leg, not in the lower back. Drawing that belly up and in to support the back. Rocking forward to low lunge, rising up to crescent lunge. Rooting into the right foot. Exhale, one-legged mountain. Drawing the knee up. And stepping back, warrior two. Coming into our extended side angle. We were just here, knowing how it feels, knowing where your edge is. Where do you want to go? Do you want to stay here? Maybe opening arms toward the ceiling. Maybe taking a bind or a half bind, setting that back of the hand, the small of your back, maybe reaching through. Just making sure you feel both feet on the mat, making sure you're breathing. Two more breaths. This is great for opening up the hips. As we release, reversing your warrior. Exhale, plant hands, find a vinyasa or step back to down dog. Inhaling left leg, bending the knee, opening the hip, circling around if that feels good. And inhale, straighten the leg. And we step forward, setting up for lizard or runner's lunge, and both hands inside the left foot. It's up to you whether you want the right knee down or you want it up. Wherever you are, breathing into the hips. Really letting this be nice and juicy. And starting to walk that left foot to the center. Finding half splits. Really feeling the back of the left leg, feeling the glutes. Just keeping that fire burning, fanning the flames. We bend into the left knee, lifting that right knee up. Low lunge, rising up to our crescent lunge. Coming into one-legged mountain, pressing into the left knee foot, drawing the right knee up. Feeling that activation of everything towards center. And stepping back to warrior two. As we find our extended side angle. Knowing you don't have to repeat what you did on the other side, but you certainly can. Just listening to your body. Where do you want to go on this side? Wherever you are, we have 3 more breaths here. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands. Take a vinyasa or step back to down dog. With your inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhaling, hands settle at heart center. We're coming into our eagle pose next. So you want your arms out, shoulder height, palms up. And taking the right arm under the left. Bending elbows, wrapping arms so palms touch, back of hands touch, or shoulders are grabbed. Sinking down, crossing right thigh on top of left, squeezing the legs together. Squeezing the arms together, drawing everything towards center, side to side, front to back. Finding a focal point. Breathing through this powerful pose. And keeping the arms in eagle, unwrapping the leg, Coming into airplane with eagle arms. Trying to square the hips so that they're parallel to the mat. Really flexing the foot of the right leg. We'll step back, warrior two, unwrapping arms. As we set up our half moon, you may want to block a water bottle, some prop, on the outer left corner of the mat. When you're ready, floating forward. Left hand reaches down, trying to find the hips open, stacking one on top of the other, the shoulders stacking. We have about 5 breaths. If you'd like to explore something different, maybe lifting that hand, working on balance, maybe capturing the top foot, finding sugar cane. One more breath. And stepping back, warrior two. Pivoting both feet to the right side of the mat for Prasarita. As we hinge at the hips, exhale, folding down. Letting everything go. Breathing into the hips, breathing into those little tight spaces that don't always get that attention, that love. We'll bring the hands under the shoulders, taking a twist, planting right hand, the left hand reaches up. And switching sides, planting left hand, right hand reaches up. Right hand comes down. We'll walk hands to the top of the mat, pivoting feet. We're going to step the left foot back, come into a forearm plank. We come to the forearms, pressing those forearms down, the hands down, finding that activation, tightening up the core to protect your back. Breathing through this. If you'd like to fire the core up a little bit more, you can drop one knee at a time, alternating. Knowing that our fire center, our third chakra, is located in the abdomen, which is why we're doing a lot of focus on really keeping that activated. And pausing if you did your knee taps, walking the feet forward, coming into dolphin. Pressing those forearms down, those hands down. We'll take 5 breaths. You're welcome to lift one leg at a time. If you're working toward pincha, this is a great exercise in getting there. It's a great warm-up. One more breath. And coming to tall hands. Going to walk the feet forward, coming into Malasana. So feet outside the hands, coming into that low yogi squat. Maybe the elbows are inside the knees as you press them open. We'll pop up the heels and activating the legs, trying to see if you can keep those heels up as you work your way back up to a stand. And lowering the heels, hands coming to heart center. We come into eagle on the second side, extending the arms out in front. This time left arm under right as we wrap, sinking the hips down, crossing left by on top of right. Again, trying to squeeze everything toward the center. Imagine there's a little pole there. You want to hug it. You want to wrap it completely. Always making sure to breathe. And keeping the arms wrapped, we'll unwrap the leg, finding our airplane with eagle arms. Flexing that left foot can help with balance. Finding a spot on the floor to focus. And we'll step back, warrior two. Preparing for half moon. Placing any prop on the floor you need. And floating forward. Letting that right hand meet your support. Coming into any variation, maybe popping out for a moment. Finding 2 more breaths here. Stepping back carefully, warrior two. We spin open for Prasarita, both feet face the left side of the mat. Hands on the hips. So we exhale, hinging, folding down. You may want to clasp hands behind your back here, if that feels good. Sometimes a strap or towel between the hands is a great way to access this. If your shoulders are feeling a little bit tight. Releasing the hands as we place them on the mat. We're going to walk the hands to the front, pivoting, coming back to that forearm plank. Maybe you want to hold it steady as a plank. Maybe trying dipping hips side to side. Just firing up the obliques. Pausing as we start to walk into our Dolphin Pose. It's great for really strengthening the shoulders and the arms. Again, if you'd like to lift one leg at a time. Always keeping that core activated and toned to protect the low back. We'll find ourselves on tall arms. I'm bringing the feet outside the hands for Malasana. We'll be coming into Firefly Pose. My biggest tip for you is to really squeeze the thighs into the arms. So maybe you've heard this before. If you have 2 children, they're both 40 pounds. One of them is a clinger, holds on really tight when you pick them up. The other one just likes to kind of hang there. The clinger is going to be much easier to pick up than the hanger. So as we come into this, really squeeze those thighs into your arms, and it'll make it a lot easier. So we're going to start in a forward fold, a little bit wider than hip width. We'll bring both hands in between and then behind the legs, stepping the hands under the feet, the palms down. Starting to draw your gaze forward, sitting on your arms, pressing those hands into the mat. As you draw the legs forward, really squeezing the triceps. And if you fall, you're only falling a few inches. Just having fun playing with this, giving it a couple goes. And if you don't want to do this, even coming into that forward fold with your hands under your feet. It's a great pose to be in, to stretch the legs, to stretch the back. And when you're done, we'll come into a child's pose. Feeling free to play with this a little bit more if you'd like. Might be a great time. Take a drink of water. We'll bring ourselves back to a down dog. So we rock forward to plank. Right hand comes to the mat. Just about a couple inches in front of the shoulders. We open to side plank. We're not going to be here very long. If you'd like, you can take that left foot and step it in front as support. Wherever you are, drawing the hips up. So you're finding that little mini rainbow. We're going to take the left foot toward the right thigh. So we're coming into that figure 4. Left hand comes down. Right knee comes down. We're coming into the child's pose. So this is a cross between a pigeon and a child's pose. And you can have the top of your foot flat on the mat, or you can kickstand the toes, a little bit more stretch in the foot. This is a nice way to really access the glutes a little bit deeper. It's often hard to really get into those areas. It gives a little bit different sensation than our standard pigeon. Nice, coming back up. 3-legged dog, shaking the leg out. And setting it onto the mat. Rocking forward. Coming onto the second side, left hand plants in the center. So we spin open, finding your side plank that feels comfortable and achievable now. We've worked hard, so maybe you want to take that variation with the right foot in front. And wherever you are, placing that right foot on the left thigh, coming into that figure 4. Left knee comes down. Coming into that hybrid pose. And really bringing your awareness to the spot that you're feeling it the most. Trying to direct the breath to that spot. We'll come forward, coming back to 3-legged dog, shaking the right leg out, placing it on the mat, lowering all the way down to your belly for locust. And drawing the hands back. Inhale, drawing up chin, chest, floating arms, floating legs, recruiting all the muscles in the back of the body. And releasing down, placing right cheek on the mat. We'll be taking 2 more with the option of taking a one-legged bow or one-legged bow hybrid. You can take your regular bow or you can come into locust. I'll be cueing the one-leg version. So bending that left leg, capturing the left foot or ankle with your left hand. Right hand reaches forward. As we inhale, rising up, kicking foot into hand. The right arm and left leg can lift and reach forward and backward. If that doesn't feel good, feel free to let them sit on the mat. Let go, bringing it down. Opposite cheek is on the mat. Both knees bend. Leg sway side to side. We'll take the second side, bending right knee, capturing right foot or ankle with the right hand. Left arm reaches forward, rising up, kicking the right foot into the right hand. Maybe the left limbs lift as well, maybe not. And letting it go. Right cheek on the mat, knees sway side to side like windshield wipers. And then pressing back, coming all the way onto your seat. So we find a quick boat here. We're going to take a quick twisting boat. So the hands come to that prayer position. We'll twist to the left, coming into our half boat. Exhale, coming to center, hands to center. Inhale to the right. Coming back to center on the exhale. Coming to the left. Back through center. To the right. back through the center. Giving the knees a hug. Maybe rocking just a little bit. As we set up our fire log pose, you can use any props you might need. I found since I've had my knee surgery, I can't get into it the same way, and it's perfectly fine. We'll start with the right shin on the mat, parallel, placing left foot on right knee or thigh. I'm just focusing on the sensations in the hips. If you'd like to fold forward, and that's in your practice, feel free to go there. If this feels awful, feel free to uncross, coming into Sukhasana, easy pose, which is a cross-legged seat. If you found yourself folded over, coming back up, uncross the legs, planting the feet, just swaying the knees a little bit side to side. As we take the second side, we'll plant that left shin down. Right foot comes to left thigh. Making any adjustments you need, knowing this is a different side, it'll be a different sensation. If you like the folding, feel free to fold. Rising back up, uncrossing legs, planting the feet into the mat, holding the arms out in front. Draw ourselves all the way back to the mat. Hugging the knees, giving them a little rock side to side, a little thank you. And finding happy baby. Holding onto your feet or your ankles. Maybe swaying a little bit side to side. As the knees come back to the chest, we'll hold on to the right knee, extending the left leg. So we take a twist, drawing the right knee over to the left. That left hand can rest on the thigh or the knee. The right arm can reach out to the side. Letting this be easy and soft, it should feel really good. Coming back through center, drawing both knees in and extending the right leg. Drawing the left knee over to the right. Right hand can rest on the leg. Coming back in through center. Placing both feet on the mat. Finding the Supta Baddha Konasana, legs, feet together, knees out to the side. Placing one right hand on your belly and the left hand on top of the right hand. Noticing the rise and the fall. Just feeling that power, that heat that you've created. As we slip into Shavasana, you're welcome to stay here. If you'd like to straighten your legs or come to a seat, feel free to go there. Just surrendering, letting everything melt onto the mat. Starting to bring awareness to your body, wiggling fingers and toes, finding movement in wrists and ankles. Inhale, extending your arms overhead, drawing in a fresh breath, stretching the body entirely, and drawing the knees in, rolling over to one side, resting your head on your arm, and bringing a little bit more awareness to your breath, awareness to your body. And slowly coming up to a comfortable seat. I'd like to share this quote with you. The most powerful tool on earth is the human soul on fire. With your hands together in prayer position, drawing them up to third eye center, wishing you peace in your thoughts, bringing hands to your lips, wishing you peace in your words, drawing hands to heart center, wishing you peace in your heart. Bowing forward together, we seal our practice. Namaste.